go be big question. And you go answer mama, papa, picking confrontation. All this pop feet in a fire bone, now we all young. And not done, now they touch them, and they see them, when I say them not for us, kuna nothing. Why? How long for the ala for the moment? As 2-3 months pass, so next man said, wait for you to for pattern a boy. In this country gets, how come they no able share among 6 million population? We know they ask questions to the tax savior. As they reach there, so Papa God, you know, now for them self and family, say them go.
Well, if Salon for we get 50 million people,
hey, you left, we don't die.
Man, they know reach 6 million self man in the suffer, so you want to add 40-something million people back. We will not cham yourself.
See such occupation. Coco Bell, they beg me now go to me before na kill me slow. When I shoot we right on sight, and maybe then they go better. Na na na
na. Yes, indeed. That's na question time. Now this way I say good evening and welcome to the program Question Time. We come to you on the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. This na the maiden edition. We mean na the first edition. We come to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. This program get for the come to you every Wednesday from 8 to 9 o'clock. And inside this today edition of the program, they look at the things them we been happen during the last regime, and we look at the GTT report. Some of the things them we been point at, like the occupation of private buildings by public offices and mismanagement of government assets, multiplication or duplication of state institutions, and also we look at management of capital investment contracts. These are some of the things then where the GTT reports been look at, and how it been they happen during the last regime. Would they look back to some of them things here, how the current regime don't manage some of their aspects here. And me studio guest for today na Andrew Lavalley from IGR, and today we look at one report where they been do February last year, where they name overcoming state underperformance, how incentives can accelerate growth and stability in Sierra Leone. This report been look at some of the things them with the GTT report been captured, what be the happen then tendency and what in the happen now. For second, I want to welcome Andrew Lavalley at the program. Good evening, Andrew, and welcome to the program Question Time. You're not the very first guest for the maiden edition.
Good evening, viewers and listeners. I'm happy for day and thankfully I'm the first guest.
Yes, of course. Well, of course, maybe they bring you this edition of the program, Musa Kamara na my name. And if you don't see we flyer, you guess we don't see the leader of the opposition, Bindi na the flyer, but we just receive a call from him say he should come up with able for attend the program, but all the same, say go to follow the program from home. If he able to make a contribution from there, he go make and day. And before that time, we've been trying to get a government representative for be part of the program since we discuss the present regime, but will not be get person for represent them na the program. Andrew, before we come look at the issues here, we will look at and the report we have been do. Looking at some of these things we've been done at the GTT report, if they still suffice now or not, they go and play a report where Radio Democracy been do 2018. We capture fully the thing them will be happen at the GTT report, and some of the statements them where the two political parties them we been the rule then when APC and the SLPP been take power. What's in the makeup of the GTT report? We'll come back, we can look at some of the things that will be happen then tendency if they still they happen in the areas them we don't mention before. We now occupancy of states of private buildings by public offices, mismanagement of government assets, multiplication or duplication of state institutions, management of capital investment contracts, ethnicity and cohesion. We go and listen this report. We'll come back with Kana Studio. But remember, say this is a report where Radio Democracy been do 2018. We just did flashback to and I bring our memory back to issues them we will discuss. We will talk about the GTT report, some of the things that may be the happen then and look back if they still the happen.
Let's start on the education. We don't come per head, electricity. We don't go to roads. Not to all government be able to do that in 6 months. Especially take over from Anyampi them.
All you bring all man together, but you statement them. If you push people away from you, then it is something else.
People they say now we president build or win election. All in statement them for be out for bring people together. This can this be intem. After we the president been they tell thank you to some of him party supporter them na Bo district. And me think say he reach them where he for make statement and the whole commission of inquiry debate where they carry on at tongue now.
Commissions of inquiry. APC no one hearing nothing about that word. With members of parliament, then get plenty money go. The one with them thief, then take them, then bring some. They say we will not allow the instrument they are passing the parliament. But for the good MP they will get, they're not agree at all. The one most stumbling block will be get from make we establish the commission of inquiry, we don't get them now. One certificate they don't give it now. So the small administration no more. Now don't left. For me, set up so that we will begin call them one by one. Some man they say when I lock them, but when I don't say when you lock person in a jail, now you don't shoot them back, no so. So we on policy, we will make sure say that money we will establish say you thief. No they left any side. We will make you bring and come back. Then me they call and they say now which hunt also. But now people's money hunt, so that we they pay. We the hunt with our money, not a which hunt we they pay. Now with our money.
Strong word them from the president. It look like plenty of the line them direct to the main opposition party, APC. So what do you think? Colinos Devo, now the APC party publicity secretary.
If the president already way to institute a commission of inquiry, they conclude say APC the native man them, then one they wonder why in fact in the one for establish a commission of inquiry, especially when according to the constitutional instrument the president gets an overwhelming influence not just in the appointment of the judge but also in determining matters them where it would send to the judge, and it also make it possible for the judge self will get any way for deal with cases by not making it possible for the rules of evidence as applicable in the High Court let them be used in the commission of inquiry.
But the point say the president in talk question how neutral the commission would be now other point. Solomon Jamiu na the deputy minister of information and communication. He make a point straight.
No, it don't mean anything. The president just talk what he feel, but that is never material in a proceeding. I mean, in everywhere, even in the free world in America, the president get right for say what he feel. I mean, he says things based on his own appreciation of what happened. And I think say in any society, in a democratic society, you get for gain that right there. Just like when parliamentarians also get liberty, they get wider discretion and latitude for say what they feel for say. But the fact that parliamentarian talk something or President Bio talk something, then you therefore use that there as evidence against anybody.
So but
they happen so in the commission.
They don't already convinced some of them and they are the relative.
Now open secret say, I mean Sierra Leoneans all over believe say there is corruption. So now there is an opportunity to investigate it. So we all get an opportunity for know whether indeed there was any corruption or no corruption.
But where it talk, you remember waiting President Bio be said to former President Koma after the March 2018 results.
I will make sure that I continue from where you've left off, and to also let you know that you have done a good job and I want to step in your shoe and continue this job. I want you to know that we have only Sierra Leone as home for us all, and to assure you and every member of your government that we are not here for witch hunting. Quite a lot of people are scared. They have no reason to be scared. This is part of democracy, and they can rest assured that Sierra Leone is for us all, and we are not going to do anything to disturb the peace.
But even the way how it sound, you go want to compare to the Anyampi statement. You remember who be start this report and waiting President BOC?
Especially take over from Anyampi them.
But the fact of the matter is, he not be ever promised say, he not do commission of inquiry. So that's not the issue. I mean, if he had done that, it would be inconsistent with the things that we be done they say in the course of in campaign. So he not be promised say, I not come with commission of inquiry. President Bio, if he say anything or pledge anything, he go do them.
Deputy Minister of Information Solomon Jameru, already opposition believe say the meeting with former President Kuruma where President Bio bin get na diplomatic talk, but the party they think now for drop big news and test the country democracy.
For we as a party, the statement, though unfortunate, they confirm to the people of this country that the only reason why this government went for institute a commission of inquiry now as a result of the fact that they get a sinister motive way that for paint the APC party and APC functionaries them in a very bad picture and take advantage of the party in the upcoming 2023 elections, because they know fully well say they're not to win any election in a free and fair contest. So we as a party, we get for engage with members of parliament then, and we feel say with members of parliament then we use the relevant sections of the constitution for summon the president to parliament for make a good throw light on that kind of statement we make.
The 1991 Salon Constitution give the president plenty power. So the talk say the All People's Congress member of parliament them go summon President Bio for explain and talk them. You go want for ask if they get the power for do so. We meet Honorable Ibrahim Bundu when a first time majority leader in parliament and he explained this story.
No, we got 3 branches of government and each one stand uniquely, independently. We not summon the Chief Justice because of Naina the head of the judiciary. They will also not summon the President because Naina the head of the executive. But be that as it may, for any political expediency, we can approach them. We can ask for an audience and talk to them. But to say the issue an official summon by any committee or parliament, no.
Let me go back to Colonel Devo. With already it only say so. For Yeri, if voting go plan, go possible.
Well, there are provisions in the constitution for that. But however, with treaty we don't see from the import of armed security personnel into the well of parliament, and also in recent times, a good majority of the people's representatives in our parliament raise concerns over grey areas contained in the constitutional instrument where they set up the commission of inquiry. So while the laws make provision for that, but we don't think say in this junta democracy that could happen. But however, we hope that it happen so that as a nation we will be able to believe say with democracy the progress.
Well, the fact of the matter is, what will happen at Parliament very clear that APC really, I mean, that is the interpretation. Even when from the public statement they say APC is not against the Commission of Inquiry, but you see, say there was a motion, you know, for make the whole thing be nullified and be declared a nullity. So in effect, I mean, you can infer that really they don't want the Commission of Inquiry. But what is important at this point, not to President Bio. President Bio is not going to try anybody. President Bio not going to preside over any Commission of Inquiry. President Bio is just president. And when he talks, you know. But the Commission of Inquiry, like any administrative tribunal, is a very independent tribunal.
The kind way how the country political atmosphere dey, don't make governance experts them, don't describe them as tense. We make plenty term, now we against Suna. And people go remember when the APC party been take power inside 2007 for score political goal. Plenty pan talk them, now that's the SLPP party not been doing nothing, it's everything the wood. You go argue say, now like the same thing. We say For make democracy develop, we politicians them for bring the people together, not to for divide them. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Michael Sambola.
Yes, that's now a report we Radio Democracy do 2018 when they be set up the Commission of Inquiry, and we look at some of the things them we been come out now that Commission of Inquiry, which say them being accused and then be spend some of government, first-time government to command them wanting of corrupt activities them. And President Bio being promised that in government no go that direction, and he won't bring transparency and an accountable government. 7 years down the line, we they ask again. Then Tia will be happen during the last regime, still they happen now. And but today we look at we focus on management of government assets, duplication of state institutions, management of capital investments, contracts, ethnicity and cohesion, and occupancy of government offices, occupancy of private offices or government offices by private houses. We mean say most of government offices them, according to the GTT reports by then, now private host them we then rent, and most of the people that we get this host connected to the government or the political party in power. So we they ask today, then TIA still they happen or they don't tap. We they look News Andrew Lavalley IGR report where then title Overcoming States Underperformance, How Incentives Can Accelerate Growth and Stability in Sierra Leone. Once again, Andrew, good evening and welcome to the program Question Time.
Good evening.
You listen to that report with Jog Santi Memory Park those days. I hope you remember those days when the GTT was set up.
We are all actors in that process at the time.
Okay, so we ask today, then TIA still happen or not before we can look at these reports we will put together and look at them in detail.
It still happen. It still happen. I don't know which side don't reduce, but I can say there is a lot where some of them things in the way either it don't worsen or it's more or less the same. So, you know, at that time I remember I do one BBC interview. So one of the things that I've been saying, because Boku of civil society we appreciate the Commission of Inquiry, because there be a way for draw the line. So you get two forms of two approaches that we can do for let you address then corruption them. So you can go on approach, you talk, say, "Lord, investigate all whether they're guilty, Lord, prosecute them." In fact, you get some country and talk, say, "Lord, even jail them." And so jail them, it can be a deterrent to anybody with they pay attention. You get another school of thought we can talk, say, "Lord, just identify the pattern." And Lord, just see, because if you say you fire nurses then, for example, in a salon for stealing of drugs, one person in one room or they talk, they say you get for fire, but who does this then? Because but people in the steal drugs. So you find for let you identify the trends and the patterns then and take punitive action. So if you say they identify head teachers and say the head teachers then within the give school fee subsidies, their school fee subsidies accountability not in the forum. So but this report will do we clear about why didn't hear they happen. Why? Because now we've been talking, say, now this may happen. In fact, it's that report there's a table where they say, where the mirror say, now this may say you they do, you criticize, but here is the case now, it's the same thing. In fact, in some cases it's even worse. So we feel say an extractive regime now they maintain.
Before we can look at the factors then, in one report overcoming state underperformance, how incentives can accelerate growth and stability in Sierra Leone. This is a report we published February 2025. We highlight some of the things that were just mentioned, but I want to pick on them things so inside this report, and I want to go about for get the results.
I think so. We just, like occupancy of private buildings by public offices. It's common. For those where they pay attention, the GTC report been talked that one day with the CCA. Then you still get some property them where government they use, where ruling party officials and then get them buildings and they. In fact, the way the GTTB report be criticized is that some of them building and they get them at an inflated cost. So if I get me host there, I talk say this me host here na $20,000. Where really the going rate of that host day na $5,000. So now so a lot of GTT report mention and really why this is important because look like housing estate. If you look low-cost housing, if you look ministerial building, if you look Gunaspor Road, now all waiting been there colonial times where colonialists then left or immediate post-colonial times, maybe likely under Stevens, a lot. So there has been a massive selling spree of public assets. Right now, if you go now OAU Villa, you can actually count the number of OAU Villa they always don't go, we don't sell. So, but today, government assets are being sold. If you go, this is not just Freetown phenomenon. Government get about over 400 acres of land where in a day reservation they na bow. All land they don't go. If you go reservation na McKinney, all land they go. If you go reservation na Magroka, good place, wooded forest, most of the assets they don't go. So we see say regime after regime, elites then instead of them reproduce and multiply, they just they sell. Look, if you go you see low cost housing. So I think say they're always so telling now the SLPMB quarters then. You've got NDMC quarters there, now Spur Road. I mean the sales of them public asset then it's difficult for let somebody understand why.
Is it that this thing where they talk about now the last regime or is still the happen?
It's still the same. It's still the same. It's how to tell you, it's still the same. The occupancy of public assets, public buildings. I don't want to call possible name.
No, because we do a report if we get time for don't play them. We say we do a report we government workman in the reports, then pull them na government quarter na bow and build church. And we follow the process how it was gone. We find out say na one person in sell. And that was last year.
Yes, it common. It common. If you go bow right now, go outside agriculture day. If I will go now outside agriculture day, there's a party office. We're a former horticulture building. There's a party office there. We did it. So if we actually don't prepare a documentary on state assets, we will not publish it. There's a whole documentary, and not just one for Bitcoin, but it will show how most of the state assets, then regime after regime, past and present, have been converted. If you go to the airports then, from Tongofield to Hastings, I don't know if you know, if you follow the Hastings, the Hastings story.
Yes.
The porcine. That field there, for one of the first aerodromes in West Africa, the Hastings field. It's gone.
The last time I go in a timber then be the park there and garage then did it.
Yeah, it's gone, and finally you see whether it go to or at cost. I think what's more important about the asset there, when you watch, whether the asset here the money they go to. One of the things we don't push time and again, now the inventory. I don't know, as a journalist, you don't really go forget an inventory of government assets. I know they see them. I know when they see them. For let you see now this and this asset government gets. This now the state of disrepair. This now the state the encumbrances we then get. Day. So you can just see somebody who just grab depending on how his situation day. He just take a government asset, a seller. So this was what was condemned in the GTP report: the occupancy of public government buildings, and up to this moment, I know one for call person name, but
we there when the regime been changed. Some people raise concern that even government must them. Then issue a notice that, or somebody raise concern saying that Mindu see them meet with them pull government must and we see people being the fed for convert government mutcadem into private mutcadem. We see someone where they seize counting at the COI Commission of Inquiry. You think that don't change in terms of
Musa, some of them things are where they talk about, they actually need systematic studying. Then why are we all listeners so the similar challenges, we raise similar challenges with the under APC, with they under SLPP today, for example. We take like management of capital investments and contracts. So the GTT report talks say there was a mismanagement of several investment contracts, including the Weliti Mashaka Toll Road, Income Electric sales, and the share of Syria Rutile and the ports management system. What happen now? What you see under SLPP? Capital investment, including the Lunge International Airport, plan for the construction of a new institute, IPAM. So we just go waste
the Bridge projects.
Mm-hmm. So it's similar. It's similar. So now that make me for me.
And we'll take one after the other. We don't talk about the government assets. You don't take me to something where now management of capital investment contracts them. We see the last regime pass the toll gates and people is concerned no access or no bypass road where no one use toll gate because forget optional. Later we see them go block the optional. Then we see 3 toll gates when the distance people and raise concerns are very close. And some politicians even campaign that if we take or we come, we ensure say we ensure we reduce the toll gate tariff or we even eliminate them. But when under this regime, Musa Isidon so the Minister of Works and Public Assets Sidon where they increase the toll gate price. One thing we ask him where there's something that would be the vehicular traffic. The Amos Motka don't pass. What's in the number of Motka we don't pass? Amos Monuna don't generate. It's a secrecy they cannot talk it in public. You think that aspect will be managed so far?
Okay. I think say you beat the gun because we na IGR we don't collect extensive data on the toll road.
Apart from this one we published last year.
This not to data. This will just explain scenario. This WhatsApp. This, but so it's the toll road actually became a phenomenon. We'll study, and we take 600 hours of video footage on the 3 tolls. So with that video footage, and we're going to launch it very soon. You go actually see the number of vehicles with the pass, and you compare them. It's insulting for let you tell people and say, then why this contract here owner they pay for is secret. I think say it's insulting, and I think say one of the things then now for that you really find it will help listeners then follow explain really why them patch they happen. And why is it that we regimes and the Camden they see any incentive for letting change them? So for let you come, you talk every day. People in the past are they sorry for the one they more within the Hastings, they Waterloo, they can't walk every day. If you get a Jeep, just know say na 20 lanes they spend every day, not on fuel, just on the toll. In fact, there was a scheme where they say the one they wouldn't day around day, then get for. They give them card, so that then go use them and they go pay on a monthly basis. That scheme doesn't exist. So we get extensive hours of video video footage. In fact, it's on cloud. We partner with somebody from the University of Minnesota. So with the camera, the device we use, it even gets visual. You get night visual, very high quality cameras. So that then data so you not find like we they make guesstimates. We in IGR we normally in data with the follow. If at the top of public assets mismanagement under APC and under SLPP, I know if you want to guess about them, I go on really for documents and one who don't document will publish very soon. Now the management of the toll road under both systems where we dey work on the report right now, and really.
How far the report today? Because you see now one way people eager about, we don't they ask several times. We don't they ask plenty. Where the vehicular traffic, how much smooth car don't pass now the toll gate, how much profits them people here don't make, how much money they invest in the toll gate, and some even they say the agreement for the toll gates not complete because if you forget light, if you forget other facilities, them still not ready.
So wait.
In name na Andrew Lavalley from IGRN Executive Director, and the program you listen to na Question Time. They can say from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today we look at some of the things that we been come out na the GTT reports and na the last regime. We still ask if the NTR still they exist. As you listen from Andrew Lavalley, we don't talk about the way government offices them they use private property them, whether they rent private property them, and most of them property are, according to the GCT report, belong to party people them, and they rent them at high cost, where they in the flat cost, and also they look at management of government assets. They don't talk about the government housing, government property them, and also management of capital investment contract. You start with the toll gates. Don't look at the airports, and look at the port management system. What in exactly IGR found out in this report?
The car say will not document the airports, will not look at them, but we record them. We record it. Finally, we talk say, so management of capital projects. So when you look at airports across Africa, of course, airports now one part of the area than the way a lot of regimes inside Africa they actually make money. So if you compare Sierra Leone airport to that of Ghana, the Ghanaian airport, the way bigger than Sierra Leone, is about $274 million, and Uyon is $270 million. So you get so $270 million. So we actually compare airports. If we compare we'll compare one system after another, but airports or infrastructure generally, not just airports, now one area that they were easy for the regimes, then they make money. In fact, there was a study where they show say importation of cement can be a proxy for corruption. So if you look at countries around the world, the countries where they import cement more, not so for say importation of cement bad. So we not look at airports per se yet. In fact, then this NRC we they celebrate. I think say it was the director of the
high volume of passengers.
But you know, if you compare them with the number of passengers they left for Guinea-Conakry, because one of the things that will happen in the, like I say, we'll not look at the airport and not see the airport contracted. So definitely, I'm not going to comment much on the airport contract. But so when you look at them superficially compared to other airports in Africa, when you look at them size by size. So I compare this airport here to that in Senegal. I compare this airport here to that in Ghana, for example, Kotoka Airport compared to this one. By far, then airport and the size is then bigger than this, and more or less the cost then are the same. So and then cost then the way they shoot up, it lead to increases in taxation, where they make a lot of Sierra Leoneans they can prefer for go inside boat for good travel, go na Guinea.
And what do you think are some of the reasons then? Because when President Biobin came, he talked passionately about or against some of them things here. We make he reinstitute or come with commission of inquiry and pull GTT reports. Somebody will expect say this regime no for the happen again because this is not thing we then condemn. What do you think say that irresponsible that regime after regime then things that they continue for repeat themselves?
I think say regimes and this really happened. This is really important because this is not campaign 10. Regimes think you normally want for change government without changing the system where they create the extraction. So and we listen right now to the one that wouldn't they inside government who want for replace President Bio. The one that within the outside government within our opposition we want replace President Bio. None of them, not to talk about anything here. So for example, if you look at the passport contract, that contract has been on for 10, 15, 20 years. And when you watch what in Sierra Leone they get from passport, is minimal. So in fact, one party thing, there's a school of thought where they talk in a three-party in Asalo. You get APC, SLPP, and the business party. The business party, they ever lost. So what think normally happen? Then regimes there, then the actors them. People can one for blame civil servants then. But civil servants then they operate under a political environment where they make whether it's corruption of the public service, it thrive. So now just for pittance, Musa, if you see, just go outside of this building, then you actually see the one they will then they enjoy, the one they will then get assets. Not to the one they will affect for political parties. Now the one they will they talk to me, I not even mixed by politics. They go, in fact, we election thinking candidate talk say, I they give this party money, I they give that party the money, whichever party win, now we they on. So over time, just go on the beaches, just go on the peninsula, around the peninsula. So now the way down they will they practice politics, and I go just they encourage the radios there like 98.1. Really, as we go now, because one of the things we're going to make regime the change is not just about change of government, it should actually be about change of philosophy. What a lot of people they expect is that when you say a new direction where President Bio come with, not only how many projects we accomplish. New direction means I will go on the left, but that left road was wrong, and if we go on the right, that's the new direction. So all of this here we'll point out, it shows you the direction was not new. So, and one of the things then, because when President Bio came, there was so much joy, jubilation, say things get for change. In fact, I don't know if we go into an era of executive orders. You get one executive order where they talk today with the rationalized travels. Yeah, nobody know for travel on business class, and one executive order they talk about.
One of the executive orders now that no ministries, departments, agency for do conference outside the office.
Exactly. So normally, say a lot of studies they show say national regimes then came 2 years within the first 2 years. After the first 2 years, then they begin to think now about the next election. Then abandon their old trades. So I think say if fine, and at this really from your point of view as an institute, waiting one for this next election day about, it's really about getting people where they talk say, then TIA will be the B. We don't see them pattern in there. Under Kuruma, we've been see a semblance of a commission of inquiry. It halted. Under Bio, we actually see a full-scale commission of inquiry. At a point in time, a lot of people they say, how is this resolved? I think some people then go with the cases then. So the states don't really get that determination, say, no, this year we draw the line under. So me, I believe say it's a fine topic. I believe say it should be a matter for the election. Because one of the areas where they really lost now how the economy is managed. Unfortunately, we look at political actors across the divide. Nobody knows talk about say this is how they manage the economy in ways where it will be better. I know say they in the primaries there right now, but you find for you ask where they accent way. So you where they talk to me now this they happen now on passports. Now this they happen on mines and minerals. What will you do that is different? Unfortunately, inside Salo, with politics is largely about northwest, southeast. But if we don't move from down there, we go to just a change government. Then maybe then commodity in the back camp they would serve them. But you go get this third party where they call the business class.
They call them shadow states.
Yes. So Nadan make this report is broader, is way broader than changes there. Because the report actually the whole situation now how the state they overcome underperformance. Because one of the things that the whole day now we study a lot of countries then where they show say if you provide incentives, and incentives don't just mean to forgive money, but incentives can mean back some policy actions. If we look at Georgia inside this report, Usai then fire 1,000 police officers. When they fire 1,000 police officers, you know what happened? Public perception about corruption, it's mapped straight. One of the things we encouraged me, one of them days there, I broke traffic lights. Then one police officer, he chased me a break. Now he say not gonna police. I actually fell and we're gonna police. Oh, gonna police. So the police, then they hesitant say something this in motor cars, so they get camera. I'm not gonna take bribe. So now show me name. Why show me name? I say no, my name. Why show me name? Nice. So now they talk about human rights and advocacy. So it means there is a possibility that if you push society, you know, if you enforce discipline, it will be an incentive for let people and change their practices then. So now that one day people want to see. One of the biggest promise with President Bio come, a lot of people they take and say this now a regime of discipline given a military background, and it's in the way the former administration they fail on then discipline and they could be instituted under a regime. So now that make we feel say.
And you think that discipline is still there?
In many ways, no, because we see one of the things that we really will find out in the Afrobarometer. We see the on control of corruption, for example, we drop 14 spaces in the eyes of citizens. We dropped 14 points in the eyes of citizens. That the government's ability to fight corruption. So, and why people in the say that, and because then they see some impunity, and so if you talk say one of the biggest thing we do now for enforce discipline, now that trust them for see, and one of the things we don't happen now over time, there is a lot of trust deficit for many institutions. Only 19% of citizens that then trust the Sierra Leone police. Now only 36% of citizens trust the judiciary. So all of this we will talk about, whether it's about GTT report, it's about this. It's how institutions, where they promote state accountability, they operate in the environment.
And you think the institutions then weaken?
Of course, everybody knows. Say, we get institutional challenges.
If you just join with the program now, question time, it comes to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. This is not the maiden edition, the first edition of this program, and you're going for the come to you every Wednesday from 8 to 9 o'clock. You say if we listen now, not time for make you could call on 077 981 981 077 981 981. Call and make a contribution into the program, or send text message to the number 077 981 981, or go on our Facebook page and drop your comments there. You the listen, you go call now on 077 981 981. The program now question time, it comes to you from Radio Democracy. They listen to Andula Valley from IGR. The first message where they read from Mystic Nadwazaki, they say, in the area of public asset management, lack of monitoring has been a major factor that has led to decline in many government assets. I must admit that since independence, every administration that have governed this country are guilty for the decline in public assets. It was more rampant since the sales of the low-cost houses at Kisi, and the trend continues up till this moment. So sad. From Mystic Dwazak. 77981 call and make a contribution at the program now question time. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We'll get a caller on the line. You name said call from? Okay, 077981981. Call and make a contribution inside the program now question time. We come to you from 98.1 FM. 077981981. Call and make a contribution inside the program. Do not flash the line because they occupy for other one them we want for call. 077-981-981. What do you make up of the topic of discussion and what you take on? I'm going to go for this break. We'll come. We continue the program. Question time.
Youth man, question time. Youth man, question time. If we learn for ask questions for things them where they happen now in sweet nation. You name the resources. Waiting then from benefits this nation from independence to 50 years of celebration. Where they make you man and they think I'm say something for them better. If we still under British colonization. But man, they still know the question. Should be one of the richest countries in the world, but we still
the caller on the line. Your name also the call from?
Hello, Musa. Good evening. This is Lamin. I call from Godrich.
Yes, Lamin.
I think I'm happy for be part of this maiden edition of the Question Time program. I don't enjoy the discussion. However, I feel like I'm supposed for the be a bit clearer in terms of comparing what did happen before to now. If you look at what you talk about the toll gate, it tends to go in depth, but when it comes to talking about the airport contract, it will not get further information around that. So if you want to make them then clarification, then the want to do then comparison, be a bit clearer so that people will be able to understand exactly what did they obtain at this point. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much for your contribution inside the program. The program now Question Time. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM 077-981-981 and the number for call and make a contribution inside the program. Andrew, you get a first caller and we making your contribution inside the program. You go on for response to that.
Yeah, thank you very much. So like I say, at the talk about which I get data available.
Okay, go.
At the top of which I get data available. So if I not get data on something, I mean even the tool, I not going in depth. It's just a flash now. So if the time we get data available on the airports, we can definitely share them as well.
077-981-981 call and make a contribution inside the program. The program now Question Time. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM 077-981-981 call and make a contribution inside the program. We'll go for a break. We'll continue for pick more calls.
Yes, I go try for unite this generation. Sabotage me, make them misunderstand the intentions. Making away smart, but must ask you the question. One day, Mama, why we still live on the same condition? Why then it go be big question? When you go answer, Mama, Papa, picking confrontation. All this pocket in a fire bone, now we all young.
The program now Question Time. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We come to you every Wednesday from 8 to 9 o'clock. Andrew, we don't talk about the issues them around and the challenges them. What's in the way forward?
I think say anybody we Sierra Leonean we sit down, if you say no, then systems there one better passing company. I think say you go to fool yourself. So waiting this report show, this report on incentive, it just show a systemic pattern where they go across. So that color they talk about the airport. If you look the airport contract and not watch the contract yet, I not go see anything very much different from toll road. One deal with the Chinese, one deal with the Turkish. So in the process, in both cases, you go see say the contract not being negotiated properly for the full benefits of Sierra Leone. So while you go get really an airport, I don't know what thing for be the terms of payment over time. And the toll road, one of the things which Sierra Leoneans are not clear about, now the terms of payment over time, which they come in.
And how much money they don't generate
how much
so far?
So
how much money they don't invest?
So it's the same pattern. So I think say waiting go happen now. We sit down, you because people like normally advance their question or the issues they have from who side the partisan prison within day. But I think say fine for there. We know say it's even an agriculture contract, na health contract, na toll road, na airport. We actually need for investigate and see say waiting for be the best solution so that future contract will be delivered properly.
You think say now is it for Putam? Is it lack of knowledge or the politicians not aware of them kind contractor, or you think say somebody they benefit from the back?
Well, you know, we do one study away been on the over the past 3 weeks now on political parties, political party leader. We ask Sierra Leoneans what you want for seeing a flag bearer. You know, it's not the third quality.
No.
They want flag bearer where they spend money. So as long as we want people where they spend money, we not care who's in the pool the money, and we they clap for people where they rule. We will not care what they do, and we not even congratulate them. We not even wait for congratulate them when the job is well done. But they talk and say, no, this one is tied to my identity. Me come on at the south, I come on at the east. Whatever this regime they do is fine. Me come on at the north, whatever. It's I don't think so we'll get for move with this. So and waiting not happen over time, and this report show it show how that posturing it make we even want the institutions then serve with interest, not to have institutions therefore for serve the public. The way if there's a case now, case about contract, even that caller the way we call me just now, if one in brother now involved for that case there, you know what will happen? It will say, but go influence the judge, but how that judge they go temper down so that my brother no go jail. So that's what it is. So how I go work at that case there. So now the environment this way they practice the politics, and so none of us say like political parties then different, but at the environment down there.
So is it the corruption based with the political class or the working class? I mean the civil servants them where they within the ministries there also, because politicians they come and go, but the system and things them still remain the same.
Most our leadership now it change society. A lot of times people they go now Rwanda and they say no, I have to go past study tour. We leaders then so they go past study tour na Rwanda. You know what can happen too often. They can go see they actually implement and inside Rwanda the longest time we a minister, the average longest time where the minister spend now 3 years. You 1 year quick they don't sack you. So when they say accountability or delivery, if they say last year you take $200 million for electricity, when they say this year they can't account, it's a whole month. You they go to the field, go say the rice field, you they go get data on imports and exports of difference in them. It's the same for healthcare. So where we can go with the admire then systems and they if I follow come back. And I go want for I know so we'll get limited time, but I go really want for use this opportunity because I see a lot of people and they come up from both parties and say I want for can change this. Musa, believe me, people they want the power, but they don't want the responsibility where they go with them. There is a reason where both the Quran and the Bible, they're unanimous. They talk say you get for reach 40 years before you they call and sweep the country before you they actually go into leadership. It means you need for reach some age where not Bokuti you know they admire again, because leadership na sacrifice, na service. So but waiting too often people they want. So where I go there. In fact, now that go make I get Boku Bontuka. Now that I'll get Boku host as quickly as possible. In the process, you the loss. Believe me, I don't want to talk about people then, but the one them like for example where President Bio talks I don't lay them off inside the first term, and the one them way under APC inside the second term. There's a article where I be really talk about the poverty of the political class. You can do all of them things. If when you didn't have power, people in the expect say you get money, they harass you, say In fact, we didn't pull in a power, not take time after 6 months, they broke. So we, until and unless we look at politics as service, say, at the going that way, like make contracts in the interest of people. And now that will only go make we grow wealth together.
So one thing I learned about like the US system of governance, that most of the senators or the MPs they are not really focused on MPs. They get work within the do. They only do than their side job. You think say that kind of system they go up? That
you get career politicians. You get career politicians, and one of the things that we even recommend this year, now for let we make parliament, even some of them contract within the sign. Like for example, Parliament don't sign, mines and minerals agreements. I think in Nigeria, you get some countries then where that contract the way that Parliament they sign, it still gets 0.2% of the proceeds in the council Parliament for managed Parliament. But yeah, you can see, and I can sorry for politicians then sometimes. If they see some MP, they talk, say that man, they know they go in constituency itself. Because that MP they pull. Where if they go, this person I want for like attend to in education or in sickness or burying or bondo. So it's difficult. So past with politics change. It's not just about the civil service. That civil service they do and they thrive because there is no line of accountability. They do an above case. So all of them thing and I think say very simplistic for just compare would have better pass it compare. It's a systemic pattern we don't form over time.
Andrew will not get better time again. You think say the future bright?
I think say the future lies in the action of citizens. As long as citizens then say they say no, la hold me on corner. You minabo, this now we own regime, law hold me on corner. This now Makedi, this now we own system, law hold me on corner. Not the change. And I think say the future will be better the day we Bo and Kenima, the whole SLPP to account, the day we McKinney Potloko, the whole APC to account. Say this one is not good. I think say that the new dawn down there. And one of the ways then of doing that, now way we they begin focus on the things that will come onto we. Like airports. How do we get the best from the airport? The toll road. How do we get the best from the toll road? Now only we'll get in conversation in there. Because toll road, you be APC every day the past day. The charges they are color neutral. Okay. So now I think so.
Thank you very much, Andrew Lavali. We'll not get better time again for joining us at the edition of the program. We want for just apologize to we listeners. Then in we flyer will be expects the leader of the opposition, but he said something come up. We will meet up the program and we'll be invite government representative, but we not been get person for attend the program. Andrew Lavali, plenty thank you, the executive director for the Institute for Governance Reform (IGR), and plenty thank you to me, producer Michael Sambula and Cherno Jallo. We have put the program together. DJ Sugarcane, we give technical support. Miri Kamara Bangura and Fatmata Samra, we make us live na Facebook. So today Musa Kamara say bye bye. Same time, same station, same frequency. The next edition they come to you next Wednesday. So today bye bye.